Qorintiyim Aleph, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Become imitators of me, as I also am of Messiah. And I praise you, brothers, that you remember me in every way, and keep the traditions as I delivered them to you. And I wish you to know that the head of every man is the Messiah, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of the Messiah is Elohim. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, brings shame to his head. And every woman praying or prophesying with her head uncovered brings shame to her head, for that is one and the same as if her head were shaved. For if a woman is not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it is a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaved, let her be covered. For a man indeed should not cover his head, since he is the likeness and esteem of Elohim, but woman is the esteem of man. For man is not from woman, but woman from man. For man also was not created for the woman, but woman for the man. Because of this, the woman ought to have authority on her head, because of the messengers. However, man is not independent of woman, nor woman independent of man in the master. For as the woman was from the man, even so the man also is through the woman. But all are from Elohim. Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a woman to pray to Elohim with her head uncovered? Does not nature itself teach you that if a man indeed has long hair, it is a disrespect to him? And if a woman has long hair, it is an esteem to her, because the long hair has been given to her over against the veil? If, however, anyone seems to be contentious, we do not have such a habit, nor do the assemblies of Elohim. And in declaring this, I do not praise you, since you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For in the first place, I hear that when you come together as an assembly, there are divisions among you, and to some extent, I believe it. For there have to be factions even among you, so that the approved ones might be revealed among you. So when you come together in one place, it is not to eat the Master's supper. For when you eat, each one takes his own supper first, and one is hungry, and another is drunk. Have you not houses to eat and drink in? Or do you despise the assembly of Elohim and shame those who have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I do not praise, for I received from the Master that which I also delivered to you. And the Master Yeshua, in the night in which he was delivered up, took bread, and having given thanks, he broke it and said, Take, eat. This is my body which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. In the same way also the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood. As often as you drink it, do this in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the death of the Master until he comes. So that whoever should eat this bread or drink this cup of the Master unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Master. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For the one who is eating and drinking unworthily eats and drinks judgment to himself, not discerning the body of the Master. Because of this, many are weak and sick among you, and many sleep. For if we were to examine ourselves, we would not be judged. But when we are judged, we are disciplined by the Master, that we should not be condemned with the world. So then, my brothers, when you come together to eat, wait for one another. And if anyone is hungry, let him eat at home, lest you come together for judgment. And the rest I shall set in order when I come.